So just quickly, I want to show there are reports here that drill down into the high school level. And the main one that populates the dashboard is under high school to college on our main data page, and it is high school grads enrolled in higher ed. And so on this site, you go by county, which I'm not sure many of you have call for that. Go by district, which again, if you need to just report for a district is useful. But if you want to drill down by high school, then you'll go to that link. It's available in PDF or Excel. And again, the most recent cohort is the one that we'll have posted. And it's opening. It's a lot of data, so it's opening slowly. But in this file, you'll be able to look at level by high school, which can be really helpful depending on where you're or who you're talking to. Do you go to the high schools often? Yeah. I'm just trying to lower things here. So this is the way this file is laid out, and you can, once you download it and save it to your desktop, you can sort this in any way that you want. Got the county, may or may not be useful to you. Your district certainly will be. The name of your high school is going to be listed here. The campus code may or may not be useful to you. But and then what we're going to do is show you what college they enrolled in. Now, if we have fewer than 5, we're going to lump all of those institutions into other because we won't be able to list them out because this is single cohort, meaning it's not rolled up data, so we have to be sensitive to FERPA. We have to, obey FERPA. Let me refrain that. So, and here are your counts. You have your actual counts. Now, the thing about this file.
Can I interrupt you for just a minute? Yeah. I got lost on where you went from the home
Sure.
page to get here. We kind of all did.
No problem. We can start over.
I'm sorry.
Okay, this is the data homepage. And this, right under the almanac, which we'll talk about later, this is going to be maybe one of your favorite spots, I hope. Under high school to college, where it says P16. High school grads. High school grads enrolled in higher ed. And that's where I went. And from there, I selected the third option, which includes high school. So each one gets more specific. And then I asked it to show me the file in Excel. Does that enough? Helpful? Okay. Yes, it's in your primer also. Again, you'll have your district, your high school, the institution where those students were found for that cohort, and they're listed in they're listed in order of student enrollment. So Northside ISD had quite a few, not surprisingly, many of their students went to Alamo Community College District. You have some at University of Texas San Antonio, some at Texas A&M. So these results are probably not surprising to you, but they're also pretty granular in that you now have evidence for the things that you thought if you didn't have evidence for it before.
This is one of the places we have permission to show the I-cut schools. So you'll see Our Lady of the Lake, you'll see Baylor. So
yeah.
You can actually, each ISD
But again,
can see.
not career schools.
Right.
Okay, and those are all schools in Texas?
Yes.
All high schools in Texas?
Yes. All public high schools in Texas. Do we show private?
We don't have data for private high schools. We don't collect data from private high schools.
And we
you might
can't
want to
do
point
this by
out the
region?
specifics.
Region is not one of the choices here.
But remember in the regional portal where I showed you
Yeah.
for students who stayed in the region, we showed you where they went, all the colleges, that's where you want to go for that.
Is that embedded in the campus code?
No.
The
No?
TEA,
Okay.
the
All right.
TSC region.
That's a county district.
Okay.
What is the difference between not trackable
Yes.
and not found?
Okay, thank you. Not trackable means that they did not the student did not have a personal identifier that we could find or that we could use. We use social security number. So if a student does not have a social security number, we cannot track them.
Now, we do collect PEIMS numbers if we have students who enroll in college, if they didn't give a number in high school, but there's a PEIMS number, there's a place we do collect that where we can link it if we get a number in the college or the college will report, so we can find the student in high school.
Right.
We do have something we call a TEA key. It's a special thing we use in our program to track. So it's not just that we've got no one at all who doesn't have an SSN. It's
Right.
just, it gets harder and there's always some students we can't.
Because they'd have to have that PEIMS number on both sides, K-12 and higher ed.
Right.
Right.
They have to report it to their,
Right.
yeah.
So the group that's in not found, would that be the students that maybe go out of state?
Absolutely. Right, because unlike, so not trackable, they don't have an identifier we can track. That's the simplest way to phrase it. Not found, they do have an identifier we can track, and we didn't find them. We didn't find them at an institution that reports to us in state. Right, so if someone goes out of state, and sometimes you'll have a high-performing district who will drill down into these data and freak out because 10 to 15% of their students are not reported here. And that's because we report the data we have, and we do not have any out-of-state institutions